Yes. Yeah. I like that. About you? Yeah. That bass. It's Balloon Party. 101 ESPN. Act like you didn't know. Hi, Jackson.
What's up, Tim? How are you?
Well, I'm wonderful. I think you're making a mistake, though, because as opposed to the YouTube chat over your head, you have the PGA Championship, and I'm going to get distracted, and you're just going to wind up talking about the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Thunder.
Right.
Losing the match.
I'll change it to the YouTube chat. Probably best for everybody.
I think it's best for this program. I mean, it's only 1 hour. Then I can retreat to my quarters and watch the PGA Championship. But I know what's going to happen. I'm just going to get distracted. Your leader, Xander Schauffele, who leads Tony Finau by 1. Be very interesting if both those guys were tied for the lead on Saturday night going into Sunday and see how they play on Sunday.
Yeah.
Two of the most famous players in golf right now who have had trouble sleeping on leads. I bet Jay Delsing agrees with me. And sometimes Jay Delsing's listening to this program, and I bet he's going to text and he's going to say, that's right on target is what that is, brother. Watching the YouTube chat, if you would like, and communicate with the people. Don Peepee's in there. And then you can text into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Wow. I didn't realize how good I looked.
Yeah, you look great.
I guess it's the blue.
Well, it matches your eyes.
Plus, I went to Nyack yesterday, and you can kind of tell.
Right. Well, it's so subtle, though.
Thanks.
That's the key.
A nice polo, Timmy two-seamer.
They call you Timmy to run on your fastball.
Fat Bob. Oh, Fat Bob's a dog avatar, though. I feel like Fat Bob's amusing in TMA and Balloon Party.
Is he?
He goes against the dog avatar.
Well, he literally is.
He's a dog avatar.
Timmy two-seamer. You didn't throw many two-seam fastballs, did you?
I got cut from everything, so I didn't have the chance. But as you know, that was politics.
Always has been.
Jackson, what do you have here on today's program as we unfortunately saw a Cardinal loss with the Navy Caps, so therefore I am protesting it.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, the loss almost didn't happen because they were in Navy hats.
Thank you.
Today's pack of questions is called Get Piddles or Die Tryin'.
It's a tribute to Curtis Jackson.
Curtis Jackson, yeah,
50 Cent.
Yeah.
And that was a film that came out. I don't know. I'm firing a blind bet at the pot here. I'll say 2005 to get me 2004 and 2006 because I feel like Into Club was 2003, and I wouldn't think that the movie came out in 2003. So that's where I'm going. 2005. Give me
2005 is correct.
Yeah. If I can birdie a hole that I didn't play well on one, that sets me up to go low the rest of the 17.
Right.
So those of you listening right now are in for a treat over the next 55 minutes. Jackson, what are you going to treat these people to? And by these people, I mean the audience, not a specific demographic of people.
No.
Because I know that got Ross Perot in trouble.
Yeah. What does he say? Measure twice, cut once?
That's my credo.
Yeah.
Penny say, penny earned.
So many people know that Get Rich or Die Tryin' or Get Piddles or Die Tryin' feature the song Many Men. So here you go.
What do you mean, here you go? It's the question, I guess.
Watch. Many men wish death upon me. Bally sports app in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. Cards trying to be what they're destined to be. And Mo's trying to send the talent away. He'll put a hole in your lineup for messing with him. Instagram Live, a Rosa Reina can leave. Better watch how you talk when you talk about Mo, because he'll go and send your talent away. Many men, many men have been traded away. Dog, I don't cry no more. Don't look at the score no more. Have mercy on me.
What just happened? Lauren just walked by with a smirk on her face.
Tone has been set. Tone has been set.
Droid Effects says, beautiful voice, angelic.
Thank you.
Jen Phone wants to know if we voice shame here.
We do.
Oh, my God, what an angelic voice. That's from AJ.
Feeling hot.
Todd Bono says, I love you, Jackie.
Yes. I need more positive affirmations.
Gonna get copyright strike by the accuracy. I need a Marshy and Jackson single. That's from Jay
I forgot Marshy Marsh in his rap career. And maybe we could collab.
Yeah. Yeah, like he could be the one spitting lyrics, and then when it's time for like the chorus, you're leading it with those beautiful angelic tones.
Melodic voice, yeah.
Yeah, melodic.
Yeah.
That's nice. And Chairman Kurt from TMA is in here, and he's recording the whole. Are you live streaming this? Just recording it?
You know, I'm embarrassed to say how long it took me to write that.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to turn this off now. That's from Ben. Is it Ben McKernan Jr.?
That's the thing is like that
My
move.
ears are bleeding. That's from John Gray with the Rangers, right?
John Gray, yeah. Yep. Not to be confused with Sonny.
Correct, with the Cardinals. 2 rough starts as of late, but still.
I'm still confident in him. Still confident. He's sweating a lot more. That has me a little concerned.
Best thing you've ever done, Jackson. That's from Jackson's sports management professor.
Nice. Yeah. Listen, if I can shoot 50-50 here, 50% like it and 50% hate it, that's a W.
I would say that's about what the ratio is. Ryan Crawford says that was just terrible. Tar and feathers to the preppy little boy.
It's a little harsh.
If you think that was angelic, you might be tone deaf. That's from Don PP. That's you need that endorsement there.
I know. It's a tough. Well, the voice isn't what I want people to focus on. It's the lyrics.
And what was the theme of the lyrics for those who were driving into ditches?
Well, because they're laughing so hard. Many men have been traded away. Talent evaluation. That was a scathing review of the talent evaluation of the Redbirds. And I feel like,
but it was sung in like a like a Revolutionary War, like with the little drummer boys setting the tone as they go to fight the Redcoats.
I have like what some might call the worst possible voice for hip hop.
Really?
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine
I don't
worse.
think so. Really?
Oh, I couldn't imagine much worse. And
the best being, of course, Nate Dogg.
Oh, the king of the hook. Yeah, Nate Dogg would be right up there. But I certainly do not. Some might say Ty Dolla $ign. Either way, I know I do not have that voice, so it's tough. But I wanted to get that point across, and I think people will appreciate it.
Birds L, Doggies L. Then we just listen to that. It's been a rough 12 hours around here. That's from Doggies season ticket holder.
Yeah, but it has been. But, we can always be better. Can always be better.
I don't know. I don't know if the show can be.
No, we're peaking. That's no doubt about that. But with sustained peak. We have to sustain the peak.
I can speak for the culture here. We loved it. That's from Kyle Bloom. He speaks for the culture. There you go.
Feeling good.
There's the endorsement. Combo of Fergie and Jesus. That's from Matt Hall.
Nice. Fergie's national anthem, of course. The shining example of what quality singing can be.
Thanks for wearing the Longo Big shirt today, Tim. I need an injury lawyer after listening to that. That's from John Gray of the Texas Rangers.
I am not liable for anybody injuring themselves during that.
Jackson, give me your take on the Drake and Kendrick beef.
I'm already against the 8 ball here, up against it, so probably pass.
You like 9 Ball by Zach Bryan?
I don't know if I've ever heard that tune.
See, that's me being a meat and potatoes guy and just
right,
more resonating with
the people,
right,
our base,
absolutely,
in and around the St. Louis metro area. Sometimes stretching a little further, but I don't judge where you live.
Boy, it just sounded like you did, and then it was like passive aggressive.
If it came across that way, it was unintentional.
That's not good. I'm going to distance myself from that. I need that full version of that Many Men. That's from Cerebrus S550.
It took me like an hour to write just that.
Avatar. You should have beatboxed with that, Jax. That's from Fat Bob, the dog avatar.
Hard to beatbox and do the lyrics at the same time. I only have one mouth.
Clip that off. Use that for a promo. All right. Well, I guess we got this get Piddles or die trying thing.
Red hot start, baby. Like the Cardinal game last night.
I feel like I showed up to do a program and I got a little concert.
Yeah.
A little treat.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I control the content.
Well, that's why it's called Piddles in the Douche, right? Is that what it is?
At one
Yuppie
point,
in the Douche.
I was a little text for a little bit. That was nice. But Yuppie in the douchebag. Yeah.
Yuppie in the douchebag. That's
Honesty
right.
Media.
Jackson sings like a librarian at a happy hour. That's from Eric Nickens.
Shout out to all my librarians out there doing the Lord's work.
All right, text in. I haven't even looked at the text inbox. I'm just reading the YouTube chat.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at it
I can't
today.
imagine what that looks like.
I'm not going to look at it.
All right, we will take a commercial break, come back with Get Piddles or Die Trying.
That's right.
This is Balloon Party 101 ESPN. You know who's having a big show outside of you, Jackson?
Who's that?
Kyle Bloom.
Yeah, he is.
This YouTube chat, I'm telling you. I might just hang out in it all day. I'll watch the PGA Championship and hang out in the YouTube chat. But ours shuts down after the show's over, right?
Yeah, it does. You can hop into BK and Ferrarios and then into the Fastlane's YouTube chat.
Yeah, I just went to the YouTube, and the Ting Tings popped up. That's not my name.
I love the Ting Tings.
That's not my name?
That's not my name. That's not my name.
Well, this is your second performance of the day.
I got to keep the audience winning more.
Well, anyway, here's why Kyle Bloom gets my vote. Jackson is unique, a mix of being a beta, yet he has the utmost confidence. Do you agree with that assessment? And define what a beta would be. A Beta Theta Pi at the University of Missouri. That's on College Avenue, am I right? Has anybody checked with my nurse,
Yeah,
Sam
707.
Walton?
Beautiful house.
Yeah. That's not what Kyle Bloom's talking about. He's not talking fraternities.
No. Nor was I beta. But I am also not a beta in the sense of like what the youngs are saying, calling people betas.
So you wouldn't be one of the youngs now?
No, I am.
You're too old to be one of the youngs?
No, I am certainly one of the youngs.
What's the age of the youngs? One of the youngs.
Sub 30, sub 35. Depends on your...
Because it's interesting to me. A lot of people, once they hit 30, feel like they're one of the olds.
It depends on your situation. Like if you're married with kids, I bet at 30 you feel like one of the olds.
But yeah,
if
you start aging like an after.
Right. But if you're young, if you're like out there going around still, you probably still feel young. Yeah, that's found the youth. That's where you can still feel young at 30. But I don't know. I'm only 26, so I don't feel old.
I would say the youngs in my mind, I'd go like 18 to 24, like for the young.
Yeah.
I view you, of course, as one of the youngs.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to understand. Okay, so now we're talking betas, and Kyle Bloom says you're a beta, but yet you have the utmost confidence. So what does that mean? Kyle Bloom.
I think he's mixing up being a beta and being like a person who can have a conversation with others without freaking out.
So a beta is somebody who's socially awkward?
No, a beta, I don't know how he would describe it, but...
Kyle Bloom, leave a mic drop.
But, I don't, start screaming at people who I disagree with. So, if that makes me a beta, then call me a beta.
Nice. Your mom's boyfriend is in the YouTube chat and says, Jackson is hard, he'll shank a bish.
It's nice.
I hate paper straws as, isn't beta a fish?
I did. The only pet I've ever had was a beta fish. His name was Buddy.
Kyle Bloom's going to jump all over that, just so you know.
Well, that's the only pet I didn't like. Dog. No. I still don't really like.
Buddy Jackson's pet fish is going to be in the YouTube chat.
Yeah. Never had a dog. Don't really care for them. And
you don't care for dogs?
No. As a kid, I was afraid of them, and now to this day, I've never had one, have no interest in having dogs. And Pete, you tell people that, and they look at you like you have a second head.
This isn't going to play well in the text inbox.
Yeah, well, I have some, never mind.
Wow.
Pull together, boy.
Jackson, let's go with question one of Get Pedals or Die Trying.
Sure.
On this Thursday of the PGA Championship at Valhalla, and a gloomy St. Louis, Missouri, as the Red Sox and Tyler O'Neill head to town.
Yes, indeed. As we are beyond a quarter of the way through the season for the Redbirds, let's take stock of what we got and what we are optimistic about going forward. How do you feel about the power core being able to turn around to some degree in the near future? That's question 1A. Question 1B.
I'll answer that quickly for you. Poorly. I'd short the market.
On the power core?
Well, who is the power core? I know we're going...
Goldie, Arenado, Gorman.
Okay, yeah, boy. I probably would have thought that 2 months ago, and now I forget that Gorman's...
Yeah, right.
That's how bad it is. I just think the Arenado thing goes back to August of last year. This is not a... if you're talking about from a home run standpoint.
Yeah. Extra base hits at least.
And the thing is, while this homestand is chock full of teams with high Q rating, as far as the Sox and the Orioles and the Cubs, 9 games, they're also all, they're not the Angels, I guess. Let's put it that way.
No, they're not the Dodgers, but they're certainly not the Angels.
So going 5-4 here, that's going to put the man to the test.
Yeah.
Over under 4.5 wins on this 9-game homestand. Go. Oh, man. I'm putting you to the test, and you know that's the right number.
It is.
I build out algorithms before I do these.
I know it. Because over, you're okay with it. Under, life is not great. I'll go under.
There's nothing wrong with being honest with the audience.
I'll go under.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They just, runners in scoring position yesterday was terrible.
1 for 10.
And honestly, they got a decent amount of their runs on the 3-game winning streak by the Angels just throwing the baseball around or wild pitches or hitting batters with runners bases loaded. Like if they were just if they hit 4 home runs one night, even in LA against the Angels, I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe they're finding the barrel again. But in all honesty, it's kind of like crummy baseball and they're the beneficiary of it. And then the other side, like yesterday where Lance Lynn gives up 4 in the first and then the game's over. Like, it's just not, I don't feel it.
So you're going under.
I'll go under. I think they'll win 4. So I'm not saying they're going to go over, but yeah.
I'm going under as well. I got to be honest with the audience. I'd love to spin it, but I can't. I can't spin it.
They aren't consistent.
You'll get 2 Sonny Gray starts, and that used to be okay, we'll get those 2.
Yeah, I'm confident in him righting the ship. I'm not worried about that as much, but
how is this team going to hit with the Baltimore Orioles? I ask rhetorically, I guess.
Well, who they got hurling? Can you ask the question again?
How is this team going to hit with the Baltimore Orioles? I ask rhetorically, I guess.
Poorly? Is that a fine answer?
The Baltimore Orioles have 203 runs scored through 41 games.
Okay. Keep up. Well, yeah. That could be a problem.
That's what I mean. The
Pray
Cardinals,
Sonny starts on one of those days.
on the other hand, have 155 runs through 43 games. Orioles have 41 games, 203 runs. So just kind of as a...
Yeah, it's not what you want.
And I don't know. I don't think it's a Sonny. I think Sonny Gray gets to go against him one of the times, I think.
He should go Boston on Sunday.
Oh.
Right? If that would be 5 days in between.
Well,
I don't know. That information is just not there.
It's not public. They keep it classified.
I'm starting to sweat.
Why are you sweating?
Sonny
Because
Gray.
the dog take?
No. I've had that take forever.
It's Libertor. Everything's fine. He's on Sunday, so Gray goes against the O's.
Okay, so that's an L Sunday.
The one time Sonny Gray pitches against the O's, he'll be opposed by Corbin Burns.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well.
Oh, no. Now you're despondent.
Well.
I mean, you just performed a beautiful song to open the show, and now I feel like your mood has gotten dark.
I hate when the Cardinals aren't good. It sucks. It just sucks around here. It's just not fun. It's not fun to do, a show or just, watch the Cardinal game when the Cardinals are just no damn good. And right now, they're on the brink of being no damn good. We're a quarter way through the season here.
As far as the teams in St. Louis being poor at the same time, in my career, and I don't want to call it a Hall of Fame career.
I will. It's a Hall of Fame career.
In St. Louis, doing television and radio, I believe this is the longest period of time, which kind of is a commentary on how good it's been.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
With both teams being poor.
Yeah,
now, I mean, the Blues thing was really bad, 22-23, and then, middling to bad in 23-24. The Cardinals, I don't know if historic is right, because you'd have to go back to 1990. I don't know if you'd call that historic, but either way, it had been a good long while in 23. I really don't know if this is going to wind up 70 wins. If you give me the over-under of 70 wins to match last year's mess, I'd take over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You agree with me on that?
But probably the under on 80.
Yeah, probably feel like I really have to, the only way I can get there to give you an honest answer is okay, I'm putting this much money on it.
Right.
And for me, that's $10.
Well,
for you.
Yeah, that's change. But part of that under on 80 is because I don't think Contreras will be back this year. That's a part of it.
Wow, you think he's donezo like high school, as Talon said in Laguna Beach.
That segment just played on TMA all day the other day. You want the pictures anyway.
Classic.
Absolute classic. Well, I think there could be a situation where we were told Tommy Edman would be ready for opening day. We're now a quarter of the way through the season, and there's
maybe they meant Claves calls
flag day, right?
So that could have been just
you're right.
Semantics.
But they've been off on injuries, and that's a serious, that's a broken arm essentially. I don't know. Maybe that's just the pessimist in me coming out, which I'm usually super optimist boy.
I know you are. Well, you were applying for a rights holder gig at the start of the season and kind of scolding me.
Look how good that did me.
You didn't get the gig, and now you're here. Well, they chose Joe Buck over you.
I saw that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm really
I don't like
excited.
to bother him to come on the show,
Yeah,
but I might fire off a text and see if he'll come on.
that'd be great. I
But I don't know if it's better to have him on before or after.
Might be after.
I know, it's kind of what I'm thinking.
I was thinking that the same thing when I saw they announced that he would be calling the game Friday. I was like, I think getting him on like Monday or Tuesday after to like recap would be like pretty fun, as opposed to like beforehand where it's like, how excited are you? But, either way, I'm very much looking forward to watching the game
Friday against the Cops.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, perfect.
Memorial Day weekend.
Him and Chip, the lineage there, awesome. I'm really excited for that.
All right, well, there you go. So there's something that lifts your spirits.
It does. It does. The Cardinals.
Plus, it looks like the Knicks and Celtics are going to meet.
Oh, man. That'd be the greatest.
Okay, here we go.
That'd be the greatest. Got to take care of business, though.
You're talking about the Knicks.
Yeah, got to take care of business.
Okay. All right, so there. Now things are better for you.
Yeah, all right.
And you already told the audience on TMA that the Hurricanes are going to stave off the Rangers.
That's right. The stave special.
And you love the Hurricanes. What do you love about the Hurricanes?
I like that they, the forecheck, and I like how they'll pinch in, they'll cycle the puck, they'll get it in deep. They're not afraid to hit the greasy areas. Boy, do they skate. And then when you think they can't skate anymore, they skate even harder. And I think they'll take it to these blue shirts at home in Raleigh-Durham.
You think we're going to have
Charlotte?
2 Game 7s this weekend at Madison Square Garden?
Oh, man.
Have you even thought about that possibility?
I think the Knicks will take care of business Friday.
Okay. You get the Blue Shirts Game 7 on Saturday and the Knicks Game 7 on Sunday?
That would be so cool.
And you already believe New York is the center of the world.
Certainly of, like, culture. Yeah. I mean, be hard. It was at St. Louis.
I just was saying you already believe. I didn't say
yeah, I mean, sky blue. I mean, what do you want from me here?
I think the St. Gabriel School picnic is myself.
I've never been. Should I go this year?
Yeah, they do it in October now. I don't really recognize it anymore.
No,
if they do it in June, I'll be there.
Okay.
Jackson is trying to score points with Rivers. That's from your mom's boyfriend.
Yeah, it's my life goal is to score points with Jamie Rivers. I love Jamie Rivers, but he knows me. He knows when I'm BSing.
Are you saying that those Hurricanes opinions weren't legit?
No, they're going to stave. How they'll stave is still a question mark, but that's why we play the games.
You're a big fan of their head coach.
Gilroy Cummings. Isn't that his name?
It's Gilroy Cummings. He used to be known as Rod Brindamore.
What? That's actually closer than you think.
Who played for the Blues.
They call him Gil.
So Stave special.
Stave special, yeah. T-Wolves
Are the
tonight
blue
too.
shirts going to wind up prevailing?
Yes, yeah. I think Canada breaks a streak this year.
Canada? What's that got to do with Carolina?
I was going to say, I think the blue shirts are going to raise the cup.
I mean, listen, let me tell you something. If Canada annexed North Carolina, I feel like we got to go to the network for programming here because...
Like break into it?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, live from New York City, we have breaking news. Canada has attacked North Carolina and acquired it.
Well, I like the idea of them skipping through Pennsylvania and New York all the way down.
Just went to North Carolina.
Yeah, they just won North Carolina.
They wanted the Hornets/Bobcats heritage. Love Jamie Rivers, but hate dogs. Not sure what your angle is, Jack.
I don't like, hate's probably too strong a word, but I don't, like, people are like going crazy about dogs. Not for me.
So what if your love interest said, hey, let's live in sin, which, of course, I would disapprove of.
Sure.
But let's live in sin.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get a dog. What would you say?
If she felt really strongly about it, I would say let's get if we're going to get a dog, we're going to get a proper dog.
What does proper dog mean?
Quiet.
Like a poodle?
No, like quiet, low maintenance, hypoallergenic. Let's take care of some things because I have a lot of qualifiers. If it's a big, jumpy dog or what I like to call a crotch dog, the kind of dog that gets right up in your crotch with their nose, out. Don't want it. So, like I said, I'm malleable. Like I can be worked.
I don't understand these words. Malleable. I'm a meat and potatoes guy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. If the word has more than 3 syllables, you're out.
And I think that one had 4, so I'm not sure. Malleable. All right, we got to take a break. Bottom of the hour. Jackson's probably going to update us on what happened in the NBA and the Sports Center update, and maybe talk more crap on dogs. That's what's going on here.
This might be what actually gets the people to revolt.
You should be checking out the Air Comfort Service.
No thanks. Nothing will help my self-esteem there.
This is Balloon Party, driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota on 101 ESPN and the 101 ESPN YouTube chat.
This is Action Jackson with a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lose yesterday, snapping that 3-game win streak. They lost 7-2 final score to the Angels. Off day today, and then they return home for a 9-game homestand, kicking it off with the Boston Red Sox. And last night in the NBA, the Celtics defeat the Cavaliers 113-98. Jason Tatum with 25 points. The Boston Celtics win that series 4-1, and they move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Meanwhile, the Mavericks defeat the Thunder 104-92. Dallas now takes a definitive 3-2 lead in the series. Luka Doncic with a 34-point triple-double. That was another SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Welcome back, Balloon Party 101 ESPN. It is 10:38 in St. Louis, Missouri. And it is May 16th. We're in the second half of May. Cardinals with an off day after losing last night in Anaheim. Welcome back to St. Louis, Redbirds. Good luck over the last 9 games. And the Doggies lose 2-0. LAFC got them. Bounce back in a couple nights, though, against Cincinnati. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Long season. Really long season for MLS, so not as concerned about that.
And now we turn our attention to the PGA Championship, where two of the most well-known players who have trouble under pressure,
X-Man
and Tony Finau, are atop the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Xander Schauffele is at 6 under through 12. Tony Finau at 4 under through 8. Conditions, while it's not that far away from St. Louis, they are much different in St. Louis today. But the weather that we have here now is going to be heading their way, and it could be a washout tomorrow at Valhalla. Most of you may be interested in Tiger Woods more than anybody. He is at 1 over par through 11, and that puts him tied for 40th. Some prominent names who aren't off to a great start. Michael Block of Parkway Central, the big story last year with his top 15 finish. He quad bogeyed number 2 and hasn't been able to bounce back since, although he's kind of held serve since. He's at 5 over through 14. That puts him in a tie for 73rd. John Daly, friend of the Lutheran North Uprights, 7 over through 10. Probably couldn't care any less, and also not caring any less and looking forward to his trip up and down the Jupiter Inlet on Saturday morning is Dustin Johnson, sitting on a net worth of somewhere around, I would imagine, $750 million, and he'll be back on his boat in Jupiter. He is 4 over through 10.
Nice little score update.
Thank you. No problem. I'm excited about myself.
You should be.
Jackson, we are in the midst of Get Piddles or Die Trying.
That's right. And I feel super strongly about this because oftentimes, Tim, the writers, the wonderful writers for The Athletic, who are featured very often on this show, whether that be Jeremy Rutherford or Katie Wu, release these fan surveys, and it really does my work for me.
Survey.
Well, JR not only has a fan survey for the Blues, he's got the results, too. So rejoice. Did the Blues make the right choice hiring Drew Bannister as full-time head coach?
I haven't looked at this, so I'm not aware of it. Oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you, JR.
Thank you, Jackson.
What do you think?
I don't care that you hate dogs in America.
Well, for more on that,
listen to Jackson's podcast.
Right.
Tim, let's focus more on the dog issue before any more sports. That's from Adam. Do you pronounce it Well or Adam Welly?
I'll go Welly.
Okay,
I like Welly.
Jackson, what's your question again? I'm sorry.
This is JR. This is, JR asking the fans. Did the Blues make the right choice hiring Drew Bannister as full-time head coach? So the option's obviously yes or no. Where do you think the fans were at?
Oh, my issue with the question is I don't think he should have been the interim head coach because I don't think they should have fired Berube, but I guess that's not what's being asked.
Yeah.
So now I got to take all that away and strip it down. I would usually buy time by asking you, but I don't think you know who Drew Bannister is.
Does he know Gilroy Cummings?
Rod Brindamore's code name when he's on the road. I don't know what the harm would have been in waiting another week to see on Jim Montgomery.
Yeah, or just in general waiting.
And here's the thing. Here's my real read. And I don't know. This is by the way, I guess I should make this clear, and I'm being real serious about this because it wouldn't be fair. So I'm actually being serious. This is not a conversation I've had with Jamie Rivers. To be clear, want to make sure that I'm not like, oh, he must be talking about Rivers. From talking with some former Blues, I don't necessarily think they're real high on his ability as a coach. That's my read. Now, I think maybe they're comparing it to Craig Berube, and Craig Berube was taking over at a different point in the organization's history, if I can try to play devil's advocate. And it's not like I've talked to 30 former Blues.
Sure.
This is not a conversation with Jamie Rivers, and I've never even talked about it. So I'm not like, oh, it must be Jamie Rivers. It's not. I just get that sense. If you waited 3 weeks, like, why not see what's doing here? Because the Bruins have to stave.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
A tough cat bunch.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think this could be a weird spot where you're going, why didn't they just wait to see? And I also think some people are just like, what are you talking about? Jim Montgomery, why would the Bruins get rid of him? Watch this.
Yeah, I hear
So
that.
my answer is no. And it's not anti-Drew Bannister so much as I just kind of think there might have been an option that could have been a real solution.
Fair enough.
I mean, you got what Montgomery did in Dallas. You got what he did with the Blues as an assistant. And, I know that they're going to be all over him, for coming up short in the postseason in Boston back-to-back years. But I don't know. I think that would have been a better... But the thing is, I guess maybe it would be... I know I'm arguing with myself here, but I'm just train of thought.
Well, because you have no one to argue here with.
That is true. There is Rivers. If the Blues are of the mindset that Montgomery might want to take it because the team's not really close and he's in a better spot, or he could go somewhere that would be better.
But I would have to...
I'm just kind of under the impression that he was interested in coming here.
Right, but even if... Yeah, no, that was perfect. Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
Even if you were to wait and Montgomery maybe doesn't want to, I don't think Bannister's getting swiped up by anybody. I
would call that the Ali Marmol supply and demand guns and butter chart. Why? I don't know who I'm looking at right now. Why give the man an extension when you just finished in last place and your fan base is raging? And it's not like people in New York and L.A. and Chicago are going, boy, we hope they don't sign Marmol to an extension, because if they don't, we're going to jump all over it.
You're Clint Eastwood right now yelling. Nobody.
You like that? I went profile right there. I went with the nicer side of my head.
But you got a nice nose. Sometimes people profile can really expose a crooked or bad nose, but you got a solid nose.
I have a crooked skull and a symmetrical nose. It's interesting. What would you rather have?
Definitely proper nose.
Really?
Yeah, you wear a ball cap. I don't know if you have a concave head.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have seen it before, though. And
it's horrifying.
It's different.
It's horrifying.
It's different. That's just part of your charm.
Having a concave skull?
Yeah, it's all part of the
package.
Watch this.
Right, I caught that.
The fans said 73% yes. They made the right choice.
Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily feel strongly because I can see both sides, but that's my real answer. But that's not the choice that JR gets. You know what JR is? Binary.
That's right. Well, he certainly laid that out, binary. Do you fully understand Doug Armstrong's vision for the retool? This is a yes or no question as well.
His what for the retool?
Vision.
Yeah.
This was very close. This was very close.
This is the thing again is they got one side, I don't know, or one position, which is you just go, they're retooling with this group.
Right.
It's a bunch of veterans with contracts that they would love to unload, not bunch, but a good number. And then you got forwards that are, for the most part, younger and, I don't know. At the same time, I don't really know what the choice is. And I get what they were doing that set them up to be in this spot. They were trying to extend the window and win another Stanley Cup. So sometimes this is the price you pay. That's the thing. And then to contrast it with the Cardinals, which oftentimes I do, at least there was a plan. The Cardinals plan, I felt like, was let's just try to hold on and see if we can get in. And then, and that's what I felt like it's been for the last few years with the Cardinals. Not few years, almost decade. I go back to 2016 with the Cardinals. I like a plan, but part of the plan is, okay, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like, are you Dave Ramsey or are you Mark Cuban? And I know that's an obscure reference. Dave Ramsey's anti-debt. Mm-hmm. He don't want any debt. But sometimes people have found themselves getting quite wealthy by utilizing debt to build up their portfolio in whatever capacity. But at some time, you're going to have to pay the debt. Blues fans are paying the debt right now. But at least you got to build up the wealth in 2019, and really 2020 was trending in a really positive direction as well. The Cardinals are just kind of like sitting in the cubicle waiting for the retirement.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more interested in the roller coaster than the merry-go-round. You follow me? Holler if you hear me.
Wow, that was a bar.
Well, that was 1988, and that was Parenthood. Steve Martin and Mary Steenburgen right here in Kirkwood, Missouri, brother.
That's right. Mary Steenburgen would later go on to not like the freak book that Larry gave to
That is a nice reset.
him and her and Ted Danson.
That's correct.
That was pretty much a 50-50 on the vision. And then he asked, if you don't understand Armstrong's vision, what are you unclear about? The options, Tim. Nothing. I understand everything. I want them to be competitive, but I question roster additions. The timetable for being contenders, again, is too vague. I wonder why they're trying to stay competitive while focusing on the future and other. And the leading vote getter?
What is? I'm curious what the...
Nothing. I understand everything.
Well, that's sports talk radio, and I guess the comment sections as well.
Yep.
We know it all.
No need to explain to us, Mr. Rutherford. We got it.
Mine would be the answer right before other.
I wonder why they are trying to stay competitive while focusing on future.
Yeah, I got 13%. I am so for, if it ain't going to happen, then yeah, we might have to take steps backward, but we're going to be closer to a championship than just kind of like staying in neutral.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I mean, the fact that that's at 13% speaks, I'm well aware I'm in the minority.
Yep.
I was getting my ass lit up here last July when I was talking about the Cardinals tearing it down. Hey, it's sometimes you got to do what you got to do. This is what I'm talking about.
Sometimes you got to die a little bit to live.
And you have to make moves before everybody catches on to the move.
Right. Right. That I think is a really important point there.
Yeah. You see trends before everybody else sees the trends.
Yep. Like maybe trading Paul Goldschmidt or Nolan Arenado. Now, again, no trade clause deal. I get that. But
yeah,
what are they worth now?
So, I mean, hey, if you really think the Blues are close, okay.
Right.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you.
Yeah. I think they're close.
Respectfully disagree with you. Jackson, what's the next question? Or we need a break?
Probably best to break, but if people want to read the entirety of the fan survey, they can, of course, go to theathletic.com.
Yeah, I'm going to go there and see what's doing.
JR provides wonderful, wonderful content day in and day out.
All right. This is Balloon Party. It's driven by Mungan St. Louis Acura, Mungan Burkhardt, Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN and the 101 ESPN YouTube channel. Welcome back, Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Jackson upset people with his 50 Cent.
Yeah.
His dog take, the breakdown of the Carolina Hurricanes, and who's the coach now?
Gilroy Cummings.
And I upset people with my, I don't mind if the Blues kind of take a step back.
Shut her down
People don't
you.
like that.
No.
But I'm good with the Cardinals doing it. And I got to tell you, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think because you could get younger
fun
people.
Being maybe the wrong adjective, but less boring than this.
And at least a clear vision. Like right now, what is the Cardinals' vision?
Like I want to say, all right, Jordan Walker might mess around for a while, but okay. Because I can go back to, and it didn't necessarily lead to great success, but for those of you who are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you probably remember the early 90s. And the Cardinals had a bit of a, not a bit, it was a full-on change from those teams of the 1980s. And that's why I'm here, is those teams from the 1980s. I fell in love with that baseball. But then they brought in from Louisville, that's where the Triple-A team was.
Really?
Yeah, fun facts for no and tell.
Interesting.
Ray Langford, Brian Jordan, Bernard Gilkey, Todd Zeal. I'm probably leaving some people out. I'm sure some of you will text that in. Feel free to. And there was a bit of a youth movement. Mm-hmm. And that group of guys, minus Gilkey, got to the 96 NLCS and nearly knocked off a team that I think all of them would probably, publicly at this point, but privately probably at that point, say was a better team. I mean, who would have said the Atlanta Braves with Smoltz, Maddox, and Glavine, much less their offense was, but they were there. Dimitri Young. Yeah, all right. It's just not happening. So let's turn the page. And that's why I keep going back to the television thing, because I think the Cardinals would do that if they knew they had the television dollars. I really believe that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody else in St. Louis is saying that. Why are you laughing at me like I'm like the cute girl across from the bar?
I didn't mean, I'm not laughing at you.
Am I that cute?
I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing.
Now I'm looking at myself in the YouTube. And like I said, I went to Nyack yesterday.
And you're looking great and natural. But, well, I keep reading the stuff about Diamond Sports and Comcast, and it makes me giggle every time.
You're reading what?
I'm reading about the current case going on with Comcast and Diamond Sports Group, and it always makes me giggle.
Well, what's that got to do with what I'm talking about?
TV. You don't have the TV
No,
money.
I understand. Are you reading it right now?
No, I just thought about it.
What are you doing here?
I'm sorry. Please
You're like
continue.
Dan Aykroyd in the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
I'm here. I'll do the rest of the show like this.
Yeah. Like put pantyhose over your head while I give takes.
I do that. If we were off YouTube, I'd be doing it the whole time.
God almighty. I think it'd be great if you wore pantyhose over your head tomorrow.
Hey, guys,
you're a burglar.
Did you catch 101? The guy who doesn't know anything about hockey had pantyhose over his face the entire show.
I think Jamie Rivers would just bust open the door.
I'm not scared. Please continue. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to giggle.
If the organization knew that the deal that they signed with Bailey's, DBA Diamond Sports, was money they could count on for the duration of that deal, I think they would have pulled, and you can go, they pulled the plug last year. I mean, really pull the plug last year.
Right.
And turn it over.
Yeah.
But I think they were fearful of attendance at Ballpark Village and in the ballpark dropping down so substantially, then impacting concession revenue, that they weren't comfortable making that move. Because I just don't see this team as being close. And by the way, when you presented the over-under on 80, I'm not 100% sure. Like, if I got to bet it, I'll take the under. But I don't think they're as... Riz and I were talking about this. He goes, are they that bad? And I go, this is the time I'd buy stock in the Cardinals because it's super low, and I don't think they're this bad.
Yeah, definitely not this bad.
But I also don't think they're that great. I just think they're an 80 to 84-ish win team, and who knows what's going to happen in the Central, because I don't see any team in the Central that I go, oh, God, that's a machine.
I'm curious to see what the Brew Crew do for the next quarter of the season. If they can do half the season like they've started.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure.
Sold on them completely.
I'm not really
it's all
sure about that.
Dog food for the Dodgers come October, but
the Braves.
Yeah, I'd still take Dodge too.
Well, no, I get it, but I mean, there are teams that are kind of clearly in another world. That's the other thing with baseball is it's got a little college football thing going on right now where you kind of know going in the ballpark.
Certainly with the Central divisions.
Yeah. Yes.
Pittsburgh. Hello, friends.
It's just so. With that said, I don't know. And the thing is, I don't really see another side of this. And by that I mean, if you're not, what are we here to do?
Yeah.
That's the question. And if you own the team, I understand. It depends. By the way, sometimes if you own the team, if you're Steve Cohen, you're not like, man, we need to eke out a 3% return. He's good.
Right.
I think Steve Cohen, owner of the Mets, for the record, is thinking, I want to be the guy. I'm already a billionaire. It doesn't matter. We lost $100 million, whatever. Don't care. I want to be the guy to bring a championship to Queens for the first time since 1986, and I want that to be my legacy. Because now you've got so many people who are billionaires, which sounds ridiculous, but that wasn't what these things were built on, these ball clubs and NFL teams for that matter, back in the day. Certainly not NBA teams, because the NBA was a dog crap league before Magic and Bird. That the billionaires become more concerned about their legacies, and the legacy can be either you get Netflix to do a thing on you that's totally doctored, or you win a championship. And that's what I think it becomes. Or you could be an owner who goes, well, we just got to keep increasing the value of this thing and getting a, $50, $100 million return, whatever is realistic. And that depends. But from a fan standpoint, the fans want championships. Now, you want to be entertained, but you want championships. And I think an entertainment process can be, okay, we know they're not going to win this year, but let's see the development of these young players as opposed to, God, these guys just don't have it anymore, and they're kind of falling around, and this is sad to see.
And not fun.
And we're not getting closer.
Yeah.
We're just delaying the inevitable. And that's the thing that so I feel like, the Blues aren't close, but I feel like they're closer to a championship than the Cardinals are. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts are always welcome. BK and Ferrari are going to talk it over from 11 to 2. Then you have the Fast Lane from 2 to 6. For Jackson Burkett, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been Balloon Party on 101 ESPN.